are many empty, meaningless things in the world, things like popularity or possessions or, I don't know, raising a family with someone you love. But perhaps the most frighteningly meaningless thing in the whole of creation is the ITV2 schedule.
The ITV2 schedule is a masterpiece of nihilistic worthlessness, a monument to cultural death and fetid excrescence that reached a frightening peak this year with an hour-long documentary in which Fearne Cotton met Peaches Geldof.
It immediately became apparent this was going to be the most scintillating clash of the intellect since Frost Nixon or Parkinson Emu.
My room. Random.
Just kind of typical, I'm 20, I've got loads of clothes.
I have a lot of clothes, yeah.
Loads of books.
Yeah, I have stuff like, I'm really big on sci-fi, so I have like...
You can often glean information about somebody by glancing at their bookshelf, especially if, I don't know, they mention reading the works of the Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard, for instance.
J.G. Ballard, like L. Ron Hubbard stuff.
But it seems when you put Fearne in front of a book collection, what she really wants to ask you is this.
Have you kind of colour-coded your books?
Yes.
We then got to see Peaches doing her day job as a sort of correspondent type thing for an overtly hateful New York style magazine. Apparently this job largely consists of her walking around New York dressed in some zany garb and patronising absolutely everyone who comes into her field of vision.
I think you look sexy.
Do you?
Yes. Give me a high five on that one. Hell yeah.
Oh God, what a massive embarrassment. Honestly, you'd have to be a f***ing idiot to be impressed by this.
I actually think Peaches is very good at this. She really seems to connect with people.
Anyway, after a while, it became apparent that Fearne was starting to get on Peaches' tits, largely on account of her habit of standing around grinning like a life-size robot doll that hasn't had its brain chips inserted yet.
Here in what scholars of cinema verite already refer to as the diner scene, we bear witness to the most inane conversation ever captured on camera.
I don't know what to talk about today.
What do you want to talk about? We can talk about anything.
The Large Hadron Collider.
The what?
You know, they've made this thing called the Large Hadron Collider.
Wow, that's
It's in, like,
quite heavy on the
Texas or somewhere where they're trying to create a black hole in space.
I don't know if you caught that because Fearne's appetising-looking bowl of sick was arriving, but Peaches just revealed that the Large Hadron Collider is apparently based in Texas or somewhere where they're trying to create a black hole in space. What's interesting is they're both incredibly stupid, but in subtly different ways. One's pretty and thick, and the other one's pretentious and thick.
Right, you want to talk about space?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I've always been really interested in quantum physics and about theories of, you know, how we came to be and why, which is, I guess, how I got involved in, like, spirituality and stuff in that way, and, like, the religious path that I choose to go down and stuff.
Which is what?
I don't want to talk about it.
Incredibly, at this point, the show was still only halfway through, so there was still plenty more of Fearne and Peaches' natural on-screen chemistry to enjoy. It was all leading up to a frankly astounding moment where Peaches suddenly revealed she was actually stupider than she already appeared.
I am a Scientologist.
Okay.
I've been a Scientologist for a while now. Yeah. I mean, it's...
Oh no, she's gone again, look. Still, this is a real scoop Fearne's got here.
I couldn't believe what Peaches was saying. This was the first time she'd ever publicly admitted to being a follower of the religion of Scientology.
Yeah, I suppose it would come as a surprise if you hadn't picked up on the obvious clues, like the references to L. Ron Hubbard and the talk of being on a spiritual journey. But then this is Fearne Cotton we're talking about. She's probably still surprised to wake up in the morning and discover she's got a pair of feet.
The other thing that really shocked me was that you're a Scientologist. I had no idea. Everything else I kind of read about or heard through the grapevine, but that I was not expecting.
I keep, like, stuff like that private because it's, like, something that is, like, a sacred thing in my life and a private thing, so, like, why would I want to broadcast it?
Now, why would ITV2 want to broadcast it? Anyway, having stared deep into the void, it was time for Fearne's final summing up.
Hanging out with Peaches has been mad.
No, it hasn't.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit exhausted.
No, you're not.
But it was really fun and interesting.
No, it wasn't.
It's been a roller coaster.
No, it hasn't.
You know what? She's having fun. She's making a lot of money out of it. Maybe she is having the last laugh.